Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, Spence, let's trip out.
I'm afraid not every human is as smurfy as they should be, Sassy.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Yeah, certainly. Here we are.
This pizza pie won't pass. Too many calories. Oh, the rest is okay. Natural life! Get off me! Get off me!
I don't know the meaning of the word chicken.
Demented Geek Day.
We're back.
Man, you're right.
We have a new guest, and what is this, round 3 for you, Johnny?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one or the other. I mean, there's a.
And you guys had the
it's a
cameo on my
reoccurring guest.
anniversary special 2 years ago.
All right, then, yeah, then we are back with reoccurring guest Johnny Necro. Feel free to go back to the catalog and figure out how many times. We don't know. We have no idea.
Well, there is a new guest.
Yeah, it's the thing is, though, is you are once again a returning guest for the first time in a while. We've been gone once again for a minute because we all have real lives outside of this. This is the fun part, though, the conversation with friends. So speaking of which, every friend is a new friend. And Johnny, if you'd like to introduce us to this man over here, feel free.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend, the upcoming wonderful legend of underground horror, James Carnes.
Well, Tim, Vince, thank you, man. It's an honor to be here, and I appreciate you guys having me on.
For sure.
Oh, as mentioned, everybody's a friend. I don't think we've had anybody on yet that hasn't turned out to be somebody we would definitely get back in touch with again.
Yep. Yeah,
except for a couple of bands that seemed a little outplaced, and it wasn't even really their fault. They were just not their fault. Not their fault at all.
Not their fault.
I mean, they were still great guys. They would never have any occasion for being back on here again. They were totally mismatched. I figured it's in the name, like Geeked In. Like it's there. There should have been no confusion on anybody's part.
right? Come on now.
Unlike the confusion of Killer Cox when you explain to somebody you're in a movie called Killer Cox.
It's a wonderful name, incidentally.
Right out the gate, whenever I'm like telling somebody about it, like immediately, like whenever I say Killer Cox, I'm like, it's about mutant chickens, like just so they don't immediately just go to gay porn. Like I don't want somebody to think that it's something like that. Like I'm like, no, I swear to God, it's not that kind of movie. I fucking swear.
About that before you guys even came on, I was like, so we're talking about murder boners. Like, that's our first thing. Then I was like, I don't know if that's going to be offensive, but they know what the fuck.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was total, pun intended. Play on words. I mean, obviously, but yeah, man. Anybody, if you know me, you know that I'm a huge fan of Lloyd Kaufman. If you don't, I'm a huge fan of Lloyd Kaufman. What gave me the idea pretty much for the movie was I was sitting at work, watching Make Your Own Damn Movie, and of course one of the things that stuck out, of course with indie movies was, this is my first movie, by the way. But use what you've got access to. And my mother-in-law, and us, we right next door raised chickens. And like I just fucking thought about it, and like it just clicked. Like I was like, fuck, fucking killer chickens. I was like, killer cocks. There we fucking go. I was like, son of a bitch.
I love it. That's a fucking.
And,
that's, you know what? Use what's around you. That is the way to go.
I mean, especially, you know what I mean. It was somebody with a super low, and originally, like, because it was me and my buddy Seth Holbrook. He's my right hand man. I mean, originally it was supposed to be just a weekend project, like basically a no budget. You know what I mean? And I ended up getting Sean Burkett to draw up like a poster for it because I did like a little AI kind of mock up. And it just fucking snowballed. And then like once I shared that picture, put the poster out on social media, like people were like, holy shit, like I want to be a part of this. Like, and people started like, you know, reaching out, and I was like, holy fuck, like, you know, and it was people that I actually, you know, admire and stuff. You know, I was like, holy shit. And I told Seth, I was like, dude, they're fucking like messaging me, like asking to be a part of this, man. He was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, so I was like, dude, we gotta do this. We gotta amp this up, man. We gotta do bigger, man.
Yeah.
So he ended up actually talking to his boss, the owner of a local restaurant here, Papa Bear. He ended up becoming one of our first investor. So like if it wasn't for Papa Bear, you know, Mad Pro like he was a big part. Like this movie probably wouldn't be happening. It's also one of the locations. It's our bar fight scene that we filmed here. It's also the end credit scene. But yeah, I mean, it's an awesome restaurant. Like really nice guy, and you know he's a big fan of, you know, indie horror, you know, trauma movies, and he believed in the project and wanted to help out. So, and again too, like it just started snowballing from there. And
I wonder how often that's happened. If you stop, like just from a name standpoint, just somebody coming up, like it's like Killer Cox. I mean, it's well, A, it rolls off the tongue. B, it is a concept you would have figured just because of the alliteration somebody would have come up with before. Except clearly they didn't. I'm guessing because they probably figured somebody came up with it before or such.
Right. Like and the only thing that's even like kind of like, I mean, I guess is Poultrygeist, but
That's
like, but this is even, but I mean, but this is different than Poultrygeist. Like, I mean, like the poster, like Johnny's shirt, which you can get off of our web store along with our hat and beanie. It's highly inspired by Critters. Critters.
Crunch.
Shit. The Curse.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember that with Will Wheaton.
Oh,
like,
God.
I mean, that's because a meteor crashes in wacky Texas, and then it just starts mutating all of the chickens, turning them into bloodthirsty, ravenous creatures.
That's another thing. I don't want to. I would rather it stay to be unveiled during one of the commercial breaks. But the clip you guys sent was fucking hilarious for that exact reason, honestly. I mean, it's a 30-second clip, which if you are any type of a horror person from the past 50 years, you're going to get it, and it will make you laugh. It's fucking funny. It really
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and it was awesome, too. Like I've been going through all the footage here recently, getting ready to send it off to the editor, because, like, I've got a lot of fucking footage. Like, and like I said, we still got more to get. So I'm trying to just, you know, get everything categorized that way to make his life a little bit easier. So get all that sent off to him, get that done. And I was going through it, and I was like, oh man, like this is too good not to like I wanna share some of this. So like this is the first time that like some of the movies actually even been shown like to the public at all.
Well, we got the exclusive. We got the exclusive.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Happened for it. Doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen.
Yeah, oh my god, like and the two guys in the clip too, like John Shepard and Jason Champion. Those two guys are pure fucking gold. Like, oh my god, like
There seemed to be actually from, I mean, 30 seconds it's hard to tell, but there was chemistry. It was there. Even the conversation was,
Man,
it was
it's
fucking funny.
yeah. I again too. Like I'm excited. Like I can't wait to get the movie finished, simply so I can get it out there to show it to everybody. Like I seriously think that a lot of people are really going to enjoy it, and I honestly don't think that people are expecting some of the level of FX and stuff that we're bringing, especially for being so low budget. Like I mean, I've built miniature sets, like some of that behind me, like some of that's Warhammer terrain, but
Hey,
you know,
it's fine.
you know, but yeah. I mean, we went all out. Alan Carnes, he built the big pecker, the puppet. Yeah, we've had Immortal Masks. Immortal Masks jumped in. George from Immortal Masks made our neck piece that we have. I mean, it's been really badass, dude, and it's really been a community thing. And again, too, I mean, when I reached out to Lloyd Kaufman and he jumped in, was like, hey, hell yeah, like, you know, I was like, hey, would you be our narrator? He was like, hell yeah, absolutely. And dude, like within like a month or so, I think I got the audio from him, dude. Like, I wanted to cry, man. It was like pure fucking gold.
And actually, with that level of work ethic for B movies, which is, I know that sounds weird, right? But I mean, seriously, guys, how old now? 80 something, right? Am I in the range there? I feel like that's right.
That sounds right, but I mean, I don't quote me on that.
Sure, I've got a phone. I'm gonna look it up. I want to know.
Right. But I mean, to a lot of people, in his voice too, man. To me, like,
oh god, it's iconic.
Dude, it's like Stan Lee. It's the equivalent to Stan Lee, in my opinion.
I was at a convention and I waited him like 2 hours because he was running behind, but I was first in line and the meeting was so amazing. So I get it. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably fall over dead if I got him to like cooperate in a movie with me and like, you know, even narrate it.
Dude, it was it's everything's been a dream come true with this so far, honestly, dude. Like Johnny Necro getting involved, dude. Like, what's up, dude?
I was saying, according to Wikipedia, it's 79, which I figure anything over the age of 60 to put out the amount of effort that he's still putting into this stuff, it's fucking impressive.
Fuck yeah, dude. The dude's a fucking beast, man. Especially for being the age he is, the dude's a fucking beast, man.
On appearances, the fact that any fan, like in this particular case, somebody who's making their, like, which I guess arguably, if you look at something like the Toxic Avenger, like when that first came out or whatever, like legitimately, the guy obviously has a soft spot for do your own movies, kind of a, you know what I mean, like, way to go, that dude. But it is
right.
Crazy. 79 years old, somebody could just be like, hey, I got a movie. It's called Killer Cox. And doing a voiceover. Yeah, we'll record it and send it right to you. That's fucking cool. That is so fucking cool.
Dude, it blew my fucking mind, dude. Blew my fucking mind. And like I was saying, everybody else that jumped in. Johnny Necro, like, dude, he put together his own crew, his own like film crew, and went and hell, his scenes he wrote and directed them. Like, it's been badass, man. It's really been, like I said, the team that we put together has been fucking amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better team getting this done.
What kind of, this is probably jumping the gun a little bit, pre-edit, what kind of runtime are you guys expecting?
Dude, I'm shooting for like an hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and 10, 70 is a decent way to run. It really is. I mean, what's funny to me is, I mean, speaking of the clip, which anybody watching this will see later, I was honestly sort of surprised at the quality of the shot. So what are you guys filming with?
This is probably going to blow your mind. The entire movie, as so far, has been shot with two DJI Pocket 2s.
Okay, all right, good times.
They're super tiny cameras,
right?
But dude, they're badass.
They're have them attached to like a rig, or y'all just leaving them stationary for single shots? Like, what's going on with that?
They have a built-in gimbal.
Really?
So you can move around with them and everything. And dude, the whole camera is like, hold on, there we go. Like it's like yay big.
right.
Like it's like maybe like 8 inches, maybe.
Right. Okay. So it's not. I mean, you're talking like a slimmed or smaller version of
a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like
That's literally that's what you're talking about.
right.
So it's like literally the camera itself is like able to self-correct. You can just steadies itself.
Yeah, dude. I'll send it to you guys later. It was actually the first the first slow-mo explosion test that I did. Hold, let me grab one of my creations here. This is Gertrude. No, these are static.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic already.
But so these are going to be filled with bags of all kinds of green and purple gooey goodness. So when the meat and chickens, eventually, have to get plucked. Yeah, and they get plucked good. They explode in a shower of gore. But the first one that I did, I had the camera set up, and I didn't have any kind of blast shield or anything. Yeah, and the first one I used a 12 gauge slug.
Okay.
Because I wanted to vaporize it, which it did. But yeah, I thought that I lost the footage, but I found it just the other day and went back and watched it. And whenever I shot, my camera was completely covered in goo afterwards. But like whenever you watch the footage, you don't even see like anything. Just the camera, I get the shock wave. Like you see like the camera like whoosh, and then like correct itself again, and it's just like covered in goo.
This actually leads me to another. Johnny, how did you first pick up on this?
Well, me and James became friends through a mutual colleague online for a while beforehand. And funny chicken story, our neighbors' free-range chickens had started laying eggs in my fucking cellar stairwell. And I made a joke with James once. I go, hey, man, I said, I can use these fucking birds and film a scene for you. Which it was several months before he fucking even told me I had a fucking piece in this movie. Hey, am I allowed to name drop James? Am I allowed to mention David?
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of the story. All right.
Absolutely.
So Dr. Chud from the former Misfits and from the Karens, David Calabrese was already doing a cameo for this movie. And James was keeping me updated on everything. He goes, yeah, man, we got Dr. Chud. And I said, dude, you're hiring all these fucking legends and all my friends. I said, I'm going to be fucking jealous soon. He goes, oh, man, you're fucking in. I was like, well, thanks for waiting for me to sound like an asshole. But I took my original idea. I pitched him, and we elaborated it. So I'm very proud to say he's not fucking stingy for time restraints. Out of that hour and 10 minutes, I have 5 of it. So
hey,
that's pretty fucking great.
That is that. If you look at it by comparison, that is absolutely fucking fantastic.
He let me score my scene. I mean, not just like my fucking rock music, but like my horror score. He let me fucking do all that shit. Edit it together and send him. And as far as I know, he loves it. I know Seth loves it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I think it's awesome. It's actually almost like movie by committee.
There's definitely a very nice buddy feel to the movie too. Like the characters that I've seen, as well as the ones that were my scene, and like he was showing you in the clip that you're going to be able to show the exclusive. There is that fucking chemistry between people. There's a scene I get to do with my good friend Brian Anderson, who was the narrator for my Trauma Now commercial I did with Aaron Markham as Toxic Avenger. And he was in there, and we had such a fucking natural banner. It was beautiful. Like I wrote a little bit of our dialogue, but most of it we just fucking ad-libbed. So it's fucking great, just natural. And
Right.
I think everybody I've seen stuff from that he's been nice enough to show me, it's just natural. And
Yeah,
it has
see,
that
and-
feel. That
Yeah,
and feel.
that's what I was, telling them too. I was like, dude, just like think of the script as like it's just like guidelines, more or less. Like you don't have to say it exactly like the script. Say it how you would say it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's cool.
like
That's
I like everyone is free to, I'm 100% fine with ad lib. Like I was like, these are your characters. Like I want you to bring these characters to life. Do what you would do, like, because the people that I got, it's like, dude, I got you for the role for a reason, man. Like, be you, man. Like, basically, more or less.
I think it's fucking great.
And I made this specifically for my scene. All 900 fucking spikes and studs. This is Killer Cock's vest.
Point running from different cons, as well as this. I swear to God, how many battle vests you got hanging around out there?
5 or 6.
Yeah, you'd have to at this point. Yeah, the studs. I've never
It's
like
a
I hate stud work. I know I fucking love the way it looks. I enjoyed it. I always enjoyed doing it. What I hated about it was the most useless, bizarre calluses pop up on your fingertips. Like
I get that from sewing the patches, anyways.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing, but they serve no other purpose. It's not like I know some people you could argue that they would help play guitar or bass or some shit, but they don't because of the positioning. No. They're in the wrong fucking place. They definitely don't help with drums. They do nothing other than make it cool to tap on glass.
What other side? my scene when I finally get bloody, I didn't want to ruin my vest after all that fucking work putting it together. So my character takes it off and puts it in his car.
That makes sense. That's fucking fun. The right that's in there. No, seriously.
Chicken coming. Hold on. Let me take my vest off.
Like,
no, seriously, whatever the scene is, dude, someone needs to make a comment about it. Oh, not your vest. Something's got.
Now, because of that experience, when I went back the second time for my second cameo in the Power Positive Murder, I bought a plain leather vest just to be able to get it fucking covered in fake blood. Fair. So I have that now for other movies as well. I figured I'll leave one plain and now I put like chains on it and shit for the fucking scene. So I can use it for other things and not worry about ruining it. Because this shit is just too intricate to hose off.
That's way too much. Fucking just coat and shit that you're going to have to scrape off later with something. Which, that's a good moment, I think, to leave on for a second. So we'll take a quick break and I guess we'll be back in just a moment.
What in the hell is that?
Well, I guess it could be one of the meteorites or something.
Meteorite, eh? I wonder.
Hey! Don't touch that! Remember Creepshow?
Oh, meteor shit. Good job, little Greg. Who says you can't learn nothing from a horror movie? I'm gonna go get some gloves.
Meg, don't hog the Apple Jacks.
Oh, I thought you were studying.
Want some?
No, if it's called Apple Jacks, it should taste like apple.
That's so charming. Everyone knows why they're so good.
Try me.
You're pressuring us. Kellogg's Apple Jacks is part of this complete breakfast. We eat what we like.
Link, Fox, Mega Man, and Mario. The stars of Nintendo sticker cards. You can peel and reveal secret game tips. One free in Kellogg's Apple Jacks.
Hey, no peeking.
Deep in the rainforest, Machine merges with Monster, and the battle begins. The Attack Pack. Mighty Slash Cat must defend the planet against evil Rip Rat and deadly Dark Claw. The Attack Pack. They fight to rule. They fight to win. They fight to fight. Attack Pack vehicles each sold separately. New from Hot Wheels. The Attack Pack. Unleash the beast.
Let's go. And we're back. So while we were gone, we started discussing a great many things that would have been hilarious to record. None of you that run across this are ever going to know what they were because we're not doing it again.
There's always
So
that.
instead, what we're going to do is talk about the trauma connections with this movie, Killer Cops. Either one of you guys can take it from here, because I know that the two of you could probably expand upon this greater by yourselves than any question I have.
Well, not only do we have, of course, the president of Trauma, Lloyd Kaufman, as the narrator. We've also got Bill Wheaton, legendary actor who was in Sergeant Kabuki Man, amongst many others. And we have Vito Trigo as well, making cameos. They're both going to be expanded upon as well much later. There's a sequel already in the works, which Bill Wheaton and Vito Trigo both are going to have much larger roles in the sequel.
Bill messaged me today and brought that up too. He's so fucking stoked. Bill Wheaton told me that again today when we were talking this morning. So yeah, he was excited.
That's fucking awesome, dude. And see, every time he says something and dude, he said something on Fantastico the other day about it too. I was like, oh my god, Bill Wheaton gave us a fucking shout out. That's so fucking awesome. And that's another Fantastico. He's gonna be he if you pay attention to the TVs and some of the stuff in the background, you might see a Gringo Fantastico somewhere.
There's Easter eggs. You have Easter eggs for Killer Cox.
There's so many, and Johnny, who else did you get involved, man?
Well, also don't forget, now that Shakespeare Shitstorm is finally on Troma now, Dr. Chud cameos in that, and he has a role in fucking Killer Cox, as we mentioned earlier. But two of my closer friends from the Troma side of things, they got to do some cameos as well. One, my friend Frankie Bones has been their East Coast convention manager for like 28 years or some shit like that, 20 plus years. And he's also the one who invited me to be in that Troma scene. Like he goes, yeah, come on. He told me when it was happening, where to go, and got it all fucking set up so that I could just show up. So bless his heart, we had to get him and Killer Cox. We happen to be in Philadelphia where he lives. And normally I can only see him when I go down there for the media cons. But we set it up and I wrote it on the fly. In the car, I messaged James. I said, hey, you want to get Frankie in this? And he's like, yeah. I go, well, here's the dialogue. And it's a fucking funny-ass fucking Tromaville reference without saying Tromaville. And so I went down there and I filmed him that day, and that was great. And then just here about a month and a half ago, I went to New York City in front of Troma headquarters. I got to do a cameo of Purple Pam, who's done extra work in shitloads of fucking Troma. She was in the Diaper Mafia in part 4 of Citizen Toxie, and her music's going to be fucking showcased in Killer Cox. And we tied her into our other project, Curse of the Ghostwriter, because she has the same fucking name and she references the other fucking movie in her dialogue. So that's another shared universe, like the Johnny Necro thing. And Brian Anderson's character is the same fucking character in Killer Cox as he is in Curse of the Ghostwriter. So yeah, that's
just like an adjacent to Tromaverse universe, a Troma adjacent universe.
Kevin Bacon ain't got shit on Troma.
Oh no,
I don't know. It depends on whether or not you're playing the game. Although, I would argue. You know what? I'm wondering. So obviously, the joke was the 6 Degrees of Tromaverse coming from 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? All of us have played that game before. I'm sure we have. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
I have never tried to connect a Troma actor ever. I connected Judy Garland to him. I have never connected a Troma actor.
Shit. Well, technically, it could be anybody now. Technically, because he was in the new Toxic Avenger.
Right. I know a story, but I don't know if I can tell the story.
But only if you run it from the original. Is the new Toxic Avenger? Is it still a Troma production?
No. But
could you argue the character?
I got it. I got your connection.
The rules to do it.
I got your connection.
Oh, do you? Fire it off, man.
Yes, I do. Kevin Bacon was in the original Friday the 13th.
Very good.
Which was eventually bought by New Line Cinema because of the original founder of the Friday the 13th franchise was a New Line Cinema, right? Lloyd sued them because of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles breach of contract because they were supposed to do a live-action Toxic Crusaders movie. So it's connected.
I'll allow
Bacon through Friday the 13th through New Line Cinema.
I know, fair enough. If we were running through all the Hollywood channels, I'll allow that. That's why not? My way of always doing it was you had to connect actual actors. Like it had to run actor to actor. It could be voice actors. It could be anything other than behind the scenes production. So like it couldn't be.
Well, then
that would make it. That makes it infinitely harder. I will acknowledge. My thing back in the day doing with Kevin Bacon was always having to, I would try and connect the flatliners. Like, if you could connect flatliners because of all the people that were in that fucking movie, you could connect anywhere. I mean, like, that was a stocked fucking cast. Right? But I'm going to sit down and do some research after this. Because I know there's a way.
There's definitely a fucking way, especially like if you fucking throw Trey Parker in there somewhere.
Or Kevin Costner.
I would bet money there's a way to do it through Terra Firma.
Kevin Costner. That might be a good one. Yeah, that.
Or no, definitely. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
Because his first movie was Trauma.
Yeah. All right. So.
Or Marissa Tomei.
To run it because they always use the same people. I mean, they're not always the same people, but they definitely reuse. You know what? We've gotten way off subject.
I told you.
Yeah, no, it'll happen again too. I'm not proud of it.
It happens.
The issue is that the longer our show goes, the more I drink. And then I start getting excited about stupid questions that have nothing to do with the topic at hand. For example, I was probably going to ask a little bit about the music and whether or not you had just been sourcing it from friends. I mean, obviously, Johnny what managed.
There's another trauma piece. Sorry, I didn't even mention that. Jay Crimson. He's another filmmaker. He's got some movies on Trauma now. His band Chemical Valley Mutants. They're going to be. They have some music in it. Oh yeah. There's one band that's they're kind of tied in with Trauma as well, but I'm still like that's kind of in the works. Right. So I'm still like nothing's confirmed with them yet. So still I don't want to mention them. But the Antibodies is who did our theme song, which they've done several songs for Trauma.
They just did that Christmas short commercial for Trauma now.
Right. That's who did the Killer Cox theme song. My brother is actually going to do a lot of the music as well, the score. And Johnny Necro, Killing Innocents, is some of their music. Rebel Flesh. Don't know if you guys know who they are. Badass fucking band, dude. Check them out. Like they're badass punk rock.
Mike Dempsey in a bunch of fucking independent horror movies like The Barn and shit like that, and the whole band was in that. Yeah.
And they
actually any bands that you have, that, especially any that are like, for lack of a better way, put it on the cusp, I guess. Shall we put it that way of recognition? Definitely drop that name here. I mean, once this is done, once Craig gets done and puts it together and we put it out, I'll go back through it. I will most likely add all these bands on a multitude of platforms just to hear what it's like.
Dude, they're really fucking good, man. I'm not like, and they're awesome fucking dudes too. They're awesome fucking dudes, man. And they played themselves at the Fried Chicken Fry-Off.
That's a character. Johnny Necro was on his way to fucking open for him.
Right. So that was the tie-in there.
So that's a very organic moment.
right. But yeah, man. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
Purple Pam.
Yeah. Pam Purple. Yeah.
Love and Murder. Technically, her band Love and Murder. So we'll
Love and Murder. Yeah. Love
She's
and
had
Murder.
A lot of projects.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It's and that's fucking awesome too, man. yeah, there's a few other bands that we have.
The Electric Mayhem in there, and you can make some great shirts.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Yeah, there's yeah, we and again too, we've got some other projects in the works as well, and so like kind of working with some other music guys with that, but again, nothing's set in stone with that yet, so I don't want to jinx it by saying something and then nothing happening with that, but
don't forget Brian Northrup's in Power Positive Murder and Killer Cock, so there's your other Trauma cameo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to Trauma.
Hey, Turkey Man 2.
Trauma.
Good old Dustin Hausner, man. Turkey Man 2.
My Toxie, Aaron Markham.
Aaron's the like one of the he's my lead FX guy. Yeah. Like I'm the FX supervisor, but yeah, and actor. He gets up close and personal with Big Pecker at the fry off, and it doesn't end too well. But yeah,
anything, by the way.
What?
That there's a medium and Little Pecker in there somewhere too. There's got to be.
Oh no, there's Big Pecker, and then there's Lil One Eye.
That's great. That's better.
And he actually does have one eye. So
I'll be honest with you, I was gonna be really disappointed if you didn't. That is fan-fucking-tastic. And that's good enough to disregard a medium-sized pecker or an average. I'm not even that good size pecker. Like if there was like a big pecker, small pecker, and good size.
Well, I didn't want to do that because we already have Little Greg, Big Greg, and Old Greg. So
I know what that is, but it sounds funny.
Those are the main antagonists, other than the chickens.
Quite possibly. You say Old Greg, you know what I think of.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Which old Greg is he has a little cameo. It's Michael St. Michael's from the Greasy Strangler.
Oh yeah, shit.
So, which is
right?
Which is
kind of, fucking movie right there.
which is kind of funny too, because it's him and Bill Whedon. Their two characters are brothers in Killer Cogs, and if you look at them, like they look like they could be related, in my opinion. Like, I don't know if it might just be me, but
you know how surreal it is? I've been in 5 movies this year that have fucking Bill Whedon and 2 with Lloyd.
Fucking amazing, man.
Talk about a level surreal, like the surreal nature of that statement. The fact that it's something that can happen at all is fucking cool.
Weird.
That's one of the things that I feel like. So, I mean, we talk about music a lot on this show. I mean, especially punk rock and any type of horror punk in particular.
But
that's how we met.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's like.
Sorry to cut you off. Yeah,
no,
again, you're gonna fucking love Rebel Flesh.
Well, that's the part that gets me about this, though, is like one of the things that a lot of the older kids I know. I say kids, we're all adults now, but a lot of the older people I know that are into punk rock or an alternative music scene in general, or what would once have been described as an alternative music scene, was the nature of the shows themselves. Like, you go to a show, you're going to meet the people playing it because they're going to hang out and watch the other bands. Doesn't matter if they were local, didn't matter. Like, you're going to meet these people.
Yeah.
And you get to know them because they're going to be repeat shows, and that's how they build their fan base. It's an amazing thing. There's something about this style of cinema that does the same thing. And I would argue Trauma, Lloyd Kaufman in particular, has apparently really held on to that shit. That's some of the most punk rock fucking idealism that I have ever fucking heard of. It is
absolutely
amazing to me that, like, there's all right, so it's a weird juxtaposition, but take Dick Lucas from the Subhumans. You can write that guy right now and he's gonna fucking write you back and talk to you. Lloyd Kaufman apparently will do the same fucking thing. That is a cool fucking thing. And part of the complaints that a lot of people that were into this shit had was that it had become so removed from its fan base. Like, you couldn't, not to, like, Blink-182. If you fucking show up at a Blink-182 show, you're not going to fucking see them. You're not going to talk to them. You're not going to. They will be rushed on the stage. They'll play off stage.
Right.
Dude, when I walked on the set in the morning, Jason, my friend Frankie goes and he looks at Lloyd. He goes, "Johnny Necro's here," and fucking Lloyd knew who it was.
That's cool.
He called me Johnny on fucking set while directing.
That's the thing that killed. And I would, like I said, I would argue that like some of the movies that I would imagine all of us grew up loving, there was that kind of feel to it. I mean, even if like you talk about one of the biggest ones, Clerks, right? Yeah. One of the biggest fucking friendship movies made, for lack of a better way to put it. You can feel it watching it the entire time. This is clearly people who loved what they were fucking doing.
Right. And again, that's why a bunch of the people that are involved with this, like we've already got them lined up and involved with other projects that we have coming. Yeah, I mean, if the chemistry and a lot of people, always complaining about, Rob Zombie hiring his wife and, who Tim Burton always hiring the same people.
I don't know why people bitch about that either. There's an aesthetic. Like you get
man.
Dude, like whenever you find that fucking group of people that you work well together, why fuck it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, you mentioned Rob Zombie in particular. I mean, the fact is, the guy, he's got a look. He's got a look to his films. You can tell a Rob Zombie movie immediately. And if you look at the fucking Halloween remake, it could literally drop dead in the middle of House of a Thousand Corpses, and it would fit. It would blend. Yeah. It would be perfectly fine. Maybe not the second part. The second part would probably be invited over for dinner and then asked to leave. But it would still be invited to dinner. I mean, there is an aesthetic. There's something you expect to see. Arguably the same thing with any trauma and or trauma-inspired movie. There's something like knowing a trauma connection is involved in this movie. The fact is, I could sit there and watch the movie, and chances are I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to see people and be like, I know them, I know that, I know this. And I will appreciate the humor that much more. I will appreciate it because I will know that the people that were involved in it because they fucking love what they were doing. That is a cool fucking thing. It's the same reason why, I mean, shit, how many punk bands could you name off the top of your head that literally they're just terrible, but they enjoyed what they were doing, so they drew a crowd. Like,
you and Craig got the trauma connection as well because you have a pinup in my new book. Craig is drawn in my new book, and Lloyd and a bunch of fucking trauma is in my new book.
All right, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. So, say if we're still doing the 6 degrees of trauma thing, then that actually applies to us too. By the way, we are coming up on another break. So I guess when we get back, you guys get a chance to direct people back to the merch store. I know you guys are going to need the funds to complete what you're doing, which I'm behind it, man. I'm fucking down. This is great.
Fuck yeah. And see, and that's the thing too, man. Every little bit helps with us because again, too, like we didn't do an Indiegogo campaign. We're all self-funded, and like I said, we got a couple of investors. You know what I mean? Other than that, that was it. You know what I mean? Like, so every little bit really does help, man. And yeah, it's greatly.
Sometimes people take for granted about the best things ever planted, but they should be enchanted, should appreciate their trees.
Trees, Harley's Arbor Day Foundation spreads the word across the nation about trees.
Trees are terrific.
Squeeze It fruit drink. So much fun, kids can't wait to get their hands on it. You don't just drink a Squeeze It, you squeeze it. Squeeze it in fruity flavors like chocolate cherry and mean green puncher. Go ahead. Squeeze the fun out of it. Something really cool is happening. Frozen Squeeze It makers in your favorite Squeeze It characters. Squeeze It Freeze It. One in Mark 6-packs.
And we're back yet again. So as was mentioned off camera, this is you guys' moment. It is your chance. Anywhere that anybody can help fund this, spit it out. Now's your time.
You can go to our Facebook page, the Killer Cox, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the coop. You can go from there. We have a link to our web store, which is Cerberus Film Productions, LLC. We also have a Facebook page for that. And the link is also on there whenever you go to the Facebook page. and it's also on my personal page. So pretty much anywhere where you can see me or Killer Cox, the Cerberus.
Anywhere where Killer Cox are fondled.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, right there, Cerberus Film Productions LLC. You can get you one of those awesome shirts that Johnny Necro's got right there for $20, or you can get one of these awesome embroidered hats or beanies for $30, or you know what I mean. Just you can get a thank you in the credits. You can get your name in the credits for $10, and like this is all self-funded. Like I said, we've had a couple of investors, but other than that, it's just me and my buddy, Seth. We put our money together.
A chance to fund American cinema.
Yeah, I mean, this is your chance to help us out. You know what I mean? You're, helping a guy make his dream come true, and you're helping an awesome movie get made in the same process. So, and not to mention, with each DVD, we've also teamed up with Bloodscream Comics, and there's going to be a mini comic book with each DVD and Blu-ray as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So for all dude, and they're fantastic. He actually did a comic book for Grandma by Bobby Cannip Jr. He did that, and Bone Hill Road by Todd Sheets. He did a comic book of that too, a comic book adaptation. So yeah, go pick those up. Bloodscreen Comics, go check those out. But yeah, Cerberus Film Productions LLC. Like I said, man, go get you a shirt, get a hat, get a beanie, or if you want, even get you, get your name as a thank you in the credits. Every little bit helps us out, and it'll push us further and help us get this thing finished, man.
Yeah. Sorry, my daughter is banging on the bathroom wall to get my attention.
The wars we fight.
Give me a moment, Craig. Be right back.
We've got, like I said, we've got a few other projects in the works as well. One of which is an anthology project. I don't want to spill too much about that just yet, but again, go to our Facebook page for Cerberus Film Productions LLC, and you'll see all the updates there, and it's gonna be some really cool stuff, man. We've got, like I said, oh man, altogether I think we have 5 projects coming out this year.
Man.
So I mean, we're everything from horror stuff. We've got a documentary coming too. So, like I said, go follow our page, man, and stay tuned and go and help us out. We appreciate all the help we can get, man.
Absolutely.
Then when you're done with that, you can raid your mama's piggy bank, and you can buy my new graphic novel that also has Craig Lucas in it, and art by Jason, and a whole bunch of horror icons, including Trauma, including my friend Trauma Dan from Amar Apparel, who I am now starting to allow to use Trauma Adorables for the merch table for Trauma. And I just released a new design that's a Calvin and Hobbes mashup of Toxie and Blobs that you can exclusively get through him as well. And don't forget about Fantastic Creations, where you can actually get our in-house horror adorable shit.
That was a good roundout. I came in for the last part. The fact that it ended up with more of our shit is fucking wonderful. Which reminds me, by the way, it's probably going to be a hat. I intend to get a hat. Just for no reason to have people ask me about it. Killer Cox, what?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole. Yeah. Really, I guess I could get weird with it as a response, I suppose.
You know, every horror movie eventually gets a fucking porn remake. So what are they going to name the Killer Cox for?
Well, I mean, that's what I was wondering. I don't see how they could. I mean, how are they going to parody this?
I'm guessing it's going to have to do with whoever stars.
I shouldn't say that.
It's going to be whoever the headline is. That's going to be the entire. That'll be the whole joke.
This is when you thought it was safe to go back in the bedroom.
Hell yeah.
All right.
but yeah, like I was saying, yeah, we didn't do any kind of Indiegogo, Kickstarter, anything like that. No kind of crowdfunding. So every little bit of merch that gets sold, greatly helps us out. So
right. Also pretty cool, by the way. It's almost an expected thing at this point, to the Kickstarter Indiegogo thing. Like, it is a kind of a, if not expected, it's almost a legitimizing thing.
Yeah, and see, well, and that was the thing. That's why I kind of didn't even want to do it. Like, I mean, I'm a horror host too, Bub the Demon. But I mean, aside from that, like, nobody knows who the fuck I am. They're like, this is my first movie. You know what I mean? Like, I've got to do something myself, to put something out there, to show people, what the fuck I can do before I can sit there and ask people for money. That was my line of thinking. You know what I mean? And plus, at the end of the day, honestly, like, I really didn't want to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like, if I can fund it myself, like, I would much rather do that.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can understand that for sure. I mean, especially when you look like some of the GoFundMe's, for example, not Kickstarter necessarily, right? But not in like none of that. But like some of the GoFundMe's, there were some really good ideas in the GoFundMe's for people that were like independent creators. There were a couple of really cool RPGs that I saw when that shit first started popping up. That I was like, fuck yeah, I put money into that. That sounds wonderful. And they collapsed. Like they collected a decent amount of money, and they sent out some good ideas, but after like the first, I don't know, fucking 6-7 months they were up, they just sort of went away. And it wasn't, my guess is like the PR that went along with it was, people be like, this was a ripoff. People were just trying to scam money, except for some of them I followed. They weren't trying to scam money. They were sending out artwork. They were sending out the bonuses that they meant, but eventually it became a point where people were sending, like, there were so many people donating, they couldn't keep up, because I guess what people weren't considering was it was a small group, if not like 2 people,
right,
trying to kick this shit off.
They couldn't
keep up with the demand of people giving them money, which is a fucking weird way to put it, but it is what happened. But there was also the other side where people were just scamming.
Well, it's funny that you say that too, because I totally understand. My day job that I'm about to no longer have. That's what I do. I spin cast miniatures for tabletop games. So I'm very familiar with RPGs and getting those kind of projects going and stuff too. Which, and again too, that's another reason why, like, I don't know, working there did help me out a lot as far as getting things started, because and that's the thing too, like we started our own fucking business, you know what I mean? Like, that's, we're not just, hey, let's just go shoot a movie in our backyard. Like, no, we got we got our own shit, we got an LLC.
That is, to me, once again, back to the idea of legitimizing something. I know it sounds like a weird thing to get hung up on, but the idea that you have a concept and then you present it to others and are like, oh, by the way, we would like to use your property to do this on. And by the way, could you fund it? We will give you a thank you in the credits. And
right.
So, you know what? Sounds good. That to me legitimizes it. I'm not saying it is like the end all be all of what makes it a real thing, but it is kind of cool. I mean, people that hear your concept or something and they're like, oh, I believe in that. Fuck, that's great. Let's do it. God, that's cool. That's fucking cool. I mean, that's the approval we seek from our fathers. Right.
Exactly. Exactly, dude.
I'm going to give one more little suggestion if people want to keep out there and helping fund stuff too. And I'm sure James won't mind because it's for our friend Bill and our friend Brian.
Oh, absolutely.
Our Man Funk.
I know where you're going. Our Man Funk.
Bill Whedon, being produced by our good friend and co-star and collaborator, Brian Northrup. They have a campaign going on. Find them on Facebook. Buy a shirt. And help them out as well, because we're a little bit further along, but definitely spread that around, because independent cinema is where it's fucking at, because we're not rehabbing everything else. We're fucking doing it because we love it. We grew up on the classics. So I just wanted to give them a shout out as well, because they've done nothing but support us as well. So, I mean, hell, they're both in my movie as well. So,
right. Right. Yeah. So yeah, you can find links to their Indiegogo campaign on my page too. So go find my personal page. If you're seeing this, I mean, or hell, just it should be in the Google search thing on Facebook. R Man Funk. Yeah, just go and type that up, and it should pop up and take you straight to their Indiegogo campaign. But yeah, definitely go help them out because this dude, it's gonna be badass, man. From the way they're describing it, I'm super fucking stoked, man.
It's about all of us rising together. We're not like competing with this other fucking movie. We're about helping each other. If you see us share something on our page, it's because we genuinely give a shit about them. So we try to keep that community building. And I tell you, I'm 50 in fucking March, and I've been in the punk scene my whole life. Never seen fucking unity as strong as I have in this fucking community.
I would say you guys collectively touched on something that's relatively important and all that too. There is an argument, like Craig and I have talked about this, I would say on several occasions. The fact is, like, a B movie, a horror movie, however, whatever you want to look at it, it doesn't matter. Like the idea of a B movie, it sounds dismissive until you consider what a B movie is. Like, honestly, like Return of the Living Dead 3 is a B movie, but it's a fucking great B movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wrote a song about it.
Yeah, no, see, there you go. It's a fucking wonderful movie.
Mm-hmm.
The last true bit of freedom in movie production is horror. It is. There's no you cannot present any. There is no such thing as a unique film in Hollywood anymore. It doesn't exist.
Oh fuck no!
Because, no, they're going to produce whatever is going to make money.
Absolutely,
not their fault. Not their fault, by the way. I don't mean to throw aspersion at them. It's not. It is not their fault. It is a business venture.
Right.
So,
with them, that's all it is. With them is business. So, you know what I mean?
It has to be, because if you stop and consider, you have an entire studio, an entire literal industry of people that rely upon these movies making money, to the point where they have managed to juggle the math on the return to make sure that a successful movie is actually a failure, so they can do a tax write-off. Like, that's
right.
It's become a corporate thing. The one thing that's always been true, the last bastion of creative shit in movies is horror. It's horror. More importantly, it's B horror. It's not like it cannot be a studio production. It has to be something else.
Yeah.
That is the only place where it can be. It's a new movie. It's a new idea, because they don't fucking expect to make anything from it.
Right.
That's once again back to the punk rock ethos. That's fucking it. It's right there. That is the entire fucking thing right there.
Yeah,
fucking right.
Which is also, as we mentioned several times, the reason why it's fucking cool, just to see people enjoying what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly, dude. And dude, that's what I've been saying too. Like, to a lot of people, behind product, like, dude, like like, if we're not having fun doing this, then what's the fucking point? What's the fucking point? If I'm not having fun doing this, then there's no point in even fucking doing it, as far as I'm concerned.
And I would argue that's like that fucking statement right there. I'm not having fun doing this. Why am I doing it? Should be legitimately the way everybody approaches everything in life. Like, I'm literally, this is, it's cool, but it's not fun. Cool. Move on to something else. Do something else and make it fun.
Right. Exactly, dude. Exactly, dude.
Which, actually, that's not a terrible way to fucking sign this off.
I'd like to add one last thing.
Oh, please do.
First of all, I want to thank you two, because when we met my 1 year on We Are Horror Records, we instantly bonded, and you guys have done nothing but try to be supportive, and I've done the same, as you know. I want to say the same thing to James, because James fucking believed in me enough to let me play in his sandbox. Unsupervised. The motherfucking guy is so fucking appreciative. I just want to say, man, I love you to death. Thank you so much for bringing me on this journey with you. I appreciate you, bud.
Well, fuck yeah, brother. And that means a lot to me, man. I fucking appreciate you. And absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Like, that's exactly what I was fucking talking about. It's a good thing. It's a great thing. there was an entire moment in history where this is where everything came. Like, again, not to be that guy, but it's fucking true. Like, there was a moment where everybody was into the shit they were into because people cared about it. It was just an important moment.
Because people gave a shit, man.
It wasn't because it was great. I mean, once again, like, there was, not to keep drawing it to this, but it works for this channel. The punk rock thing, there were so many bands, they're not fucking good at what they fucking did. They were not good at it. They were terrible.
Yeah.
But they worked because they cared about what they did. Their fans cared about the fact that they cared, and consequently, they became these living legends. Crass is a good example. They were fucking horrible. They're fucking terrible. I love them. I own like 3 shirts. I've got 5 packs that I've never even put on anything. They were fucking wonderful because they loved what they did. It was important for them to get a message out. And that is kind of where I'm at with the new age of cinema, at least for me, and what you guys are doing. It's important. There has to be an outlier. You can't, like, if it's all mainstream, then it becomes the same pop garbage no matter what. And once again, I say pop garbage as a Lady Gaga fan. Yeah.
The truth comes
I'm
out.
cool with pop. Pop is cool. But the thing is, there has to be an outlier. There has to be somebody pushing. Even if it's something called Killer Cox, it has to be somebody pushing. And I would like to think in some way that's the reason why Lord Kaufman was like, yes, I will narrate this, which is a great way to end this.
Yeah.
Buck-a-doodle-doo.
It's a great time for the genre, you know, like, especially independent horror. Like, and look at Johnny, like, we connected all these years ago and we supported each other through and through, you know? Like,
It doesn't feel like years, though, does it?
No.
It just melts.
No.
It melts together.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, there's a timeless fucking thing to attract to this. It is weird.
Yeah.
When you stop and consider it. I've been doing this for 2.5 years now, and it feels like I just started. And
it feels the same with Frozen Dead just turning 25. It don't fucking feel like a fucking half my life or a quarter of a century. It's
a weird way to put it. It's a weird way to put it, but it makes it worse. Like, it's a quarter of a fucking fourth of a century.
It took that long to get fucking here.
We live for 3/4 of a century, generally speaking. 1/3 of that. That's a lot.
Fuck yeah.
Here's hopes that whenever you guys get your shit sent off to editing, whenever it comes back, here's hoping that you can get 50 years out of it. My guess is there are people that will want to watch it, though. There's a lot of us out there. I mean, there are so many fucking things that I've watched that I've enjoyed that I have fucking loved. That's absolute crap, but it's right. It's the right crap. That's not to imply that this is, because honestly, once again, anybody that runs across this, you're gonna see the clip. It's fucking funny.
Yep.
It's a funny fucking clip. I laughed. Like, Craig sent it to me to give me a preview, and I laughed. I was sitting on my couch giggling. I couldn't help it. Well, it's like, you know what? Without giving anything away, we should end this, and then I'll say it after we end it. Guys, you know what? Let's do that. Thank you so much for coming on. I am very happy we got to have this conversation. Like I said, I expect 2 more.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. And yeah, I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
We are firm supporters of this. Yeah, just nothing but hope.
Love you guys.
Fuck yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Once again, thank you for coming on.
Nintendo. It's for breakfast now. Nintendo. It's a cereal. Wow. Nintendo. Super Mario Jump. Nintendo. In a fruit flavored crunch. Nintendo. Here's Zelda too. Nintendo. It's very good news. Nintendo. You just can't move. Nintendo cereal system is a super part of this nutritious breakfast. Nintendo. 2 cereals in 1. Wow. the game.
Nightmare, the game hosted by a video.
I am the gatekeeper!
To win, you must stop it.
Roll the dice!
The video board game Nightmare. The gatekeeper talks to you.
Whose turn is it next?
And you must answer him.
Answer me!
Yes, my gatekeeper.
Go for it!
Nightmare, a race against time for 3 to 6 very game players.
Let's party!